Alrighty, so I thought we would ask about subtle shifts in energy that you may or may not be feeling at this time. And we're going to be using the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle cards, as well as this Vedic Astrology deck, which I've used before. And I'll put the link for this one in the description again. And just your traditional Rider-Waite. Okay, now let's select our two groups. Subtle shifts in energy. Oh, wah! Two? Alrighty. Okay, group number 1, you have card number 38, Remembrance. Is that clear? Here it says, the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. And group 2, you have two cards. Card number 10, Authority, as well as card number 5, the Throat Chakra. So that's kind of interesting. Authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Throat Chakra. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. Okay, so either you are group number 1 or group number 2. And we'll start with group number 1. Let's pull these cards out. Oh, one more. Don't know how I know, I just know. Okay. Remembrance and gating in the second house. 8th house. Alrighty. Okay, group number 1. You chose card number 38, Remembrance. You also have K2 in the second house, which is like a south node energy in house 2. And here it says, recognizes there's more to life than money. Wealthy when young, can rebuild if there are losses, helps others grow spiritually. You've also got the 7 of Pentacles and the Moon. On the bottom of the decks, we have the Moon again, this time in the 8th house. And here it says, lack mother's nourishment, weak eyesight, acquires inheritance, mind unstable and restless, may have to leave home country for success. As well as the 9 of Swords, the bottom of the deck energies. So, let's see here. Subtle shifts in energy having to do with aligning yourself with your life purpose at this time. So that what you're experiencing, these shifts, the point of them is to get you to realign with your highest self. And the literal shift that you are experiencing that is allowing you to do this has to do with money or your value system. I think that what you're feeling, a subtle shift in energy, is that you're starting little by little to not care about money or possessions or the things that you used to associate with your happiness that were outside of you. The things that were a part of your value system that were outside of you, you're slowly starting to detach from them and float into a place that is more spiritual. It's like you're remembering your purpose now. After so many years, it's like you were living according to a programmed trauma, especially when it came to money or nourishment or how it was that you were able to take care of yourself, or the quality, but furthermore the quantity of the resources that you had. This was a big part of your life up until this point. But now a subtle shift is taking place in that you're starting to remember what it is you signed up for when you signed up for this life. When your soul signed that contract and said, I have a mission and I accept it. What was that contract? What was that mission? You're starting to remember it. And you're realizing that it wasn't to become wealthy. And it wasn't to acquire more of anything outside of myself. You're realizing that you have like a serious mission here to remind all of us of why we're here. To remind all of us that our value systems have been turned upside down in this dimension. Tiny little things popping off all around you that like sound and smell like something from way in the past that you can't even remember. It's so old, it's like before even your childhood. You know when you get a sense of something and it like you time travel back to like a when you were 4. It's not even like that. Like you're getting a whiff of something that's way before this life and it's sparking around you. Like if you're feeling these things, you're not paranoid. They are subtle shifts in energy because you're coming back into union with yourself, your higher self, your soul. You are walking your north node. You're moving toward your destiny. So that's why we have a south node energy. Like you're remembering so much about your own childhood and the things that were programmed in you as a child from this matrix reality to keep you stunted. But you're able to remember even past that, deep beyond that, so that it's allowing you to shatter the illusion, that ego identity that was engineered in you. Which was the whole point. Because remember that even the triggers that you have right now and the suffering that you have faced, you are remembering that you signed up for this. They weren't really meant to bring you down. They were meant to create a cage that you yourself were going to want to rattle out of, break open. That was the point of it, and it worked. You're breaking out of it. Breaking out of the programming. You're leaving something in the past because you're remembering who you are. Man. Okay, let's try to get specific here. Conversation time with my cards. You invested something in the past You manifested and invested in something. All of these seeds, they lie around you. You're waiting for them to grow. What will they sprout into? But you're slowly moving away from that. You had a lot of attachment on these things, these seeds that you've planted, hoping that they were going to come into fruition in some way. But you're letting it go. You're realizing that something about that is like part of a lack mentality that you were taught to use, that you need to break out of. The thing about seeds that you plant is that they're going to grow, whether you watch them or not. They have rain, they have soil, they have sun. You can come in every now and then and sing to them, and that will help, but those seeds that you planted are going to grow whether you watch them or not. And in a lot of cases, the irony is that the closer you watch them, the more you keep them stunted. So one subtle shift in energy is that all of the things that you were waiting on, all of the seeds that you'd planted, you're starting to like detach yourself from them. Not even because you don't care about them, but because you're becoming more and more certain that there's no way they're not going to grow. And never even mind them. I have so many seeds to plant on my journey, and all of them are meant to grow for me and for people around me. So a subtle shift in energy is that investments that you have made, especially when it comes to work and things that you create, that you hope to prosper from, you're starting to awaken to the fact that you actually are going to prosper from them. You actually are already prosperous, but they're not prospering, they're not growing because internally you have to adjust yourself and your mentality to like a wealth mindset. But that's what's happening right now. You feel that. So one subtle shift in energy is that you're realizing that the seeds are growing that you've planted, and you don't have to worry about them, and you don't even have to give them your attention. You can move on and keep planting your intentions, planting your goals, planting your work the way you've been doing, but from a much more detached place. It's almost like you are adopting that energy of, I don't remember the quote, but it was something along the lines of like, the wisest of us all know that the seeds that we plant are going to grow trees that we will never even see. But those trees are for everyone around us, the next generation. So something that, wow, that really hit me. The fuck? So that's something that you're focusing on. And you're understanding that the reward in planting the tree is not in the tree growing. The reward is in the planting itself. The moment you sat there with love and embedded that seed in the ground, and you watered it and covered it and said, I love you and I'll see you in 10 years or whatever, that's where the outcome, that's where all the benefits are, that's where all the wealth is. And you're seeing and feeling that. And it's allowing you to move forward to create so much more just like this. You're changing actually the world with what you're doing. And it's all beginning with this subtle shift in your mentality. And then this moon card, these moons are interesting. A Page of Wands. Okay. The Two of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands. Another subtle shift in energy. Again with this remembrance, with the Six of Cups and the Moon in the 8th house and the Remembrance card. Oh man. A subtle shift in energy is like a return to innocence or your childhood in a way. But it's allowing you, like it's sending out a signal or a frequency that somebody from your childhood can feel, because that person is also riding the same wave as you right now. Somebody who you haven't spoken to since you were a child, no older than an 11-year-old, who you haven't been close to since then. You two are coming together on the same frequency, which means that you will find yourselves face to face in 3D at some point. This is somebody who you always loved and loved you too. But you know, life gets in the way and you separate, and you guys were coasting different frequencies for a while, but somebody from your childhood is coming toward you, or you're moving towards them just by accident. And the two of you together kind of left the same thing in your childhood that you both need to go back and get. That's why you're returning to your childhood. You left something, a part of yourself in childhood you or in your childhood. It's the exact same thing that this person left behind. It's in the same place. It's almost like, you know how people when they're kids, they create a time capsule and they put the most precious, important shit in a box and they say in 10 or 20 years we're going to uncover, or we're going to unearth this time capsule and we're going to time travel back to this moment. It's just like that. It may literally be like you're going to go unearth a time capsule with your friend. It could be that. But if not, then it's the energy of that. You and your friend are coming together because you guys both left something, a piece of yourselves in your childhood. And you guys are both going back together to retrieve it. Because you guys need it. Because this person is also somebody who is here to help others grow spiritually because of the seeds that they plant, just like you. You guys will do this together, maybe in the future, maybe you won't, who knows, but wherever you guys are moving forward, we have two people here in this world who are doing this right now. You and this person from your childhood. You both are doing a lot for the world moving forward. A very important soul contract that you guys made. Not necessarily together perhaps, but each of you. But a subtle shift is that you guys are coming into union, like a reunion, so that you can go back and retrieve something. What is it though? But what is that thing? What did you leave behind? The Hanged Man and the Page of Pentacles. Get my finger out of the way. This is what you left behind and you're going back to retrieve now. Pisces and Virgo. They're such youthful energies too. Well, for one, your sense of fun and your sense of folly and your sense to frolic in the fields and swim in puddles and splash around in puddles with your rain boots. Like this childhood wonder and excitement, that's something that you guys both lost. You guys both had to grow up way too early. You both had to grow up way too early. You were either your own mother or your own father or your own older sibling. You had to grow up too early, you and this person, both in your own ways. You didn't get the chance to be a child, but you need that. And how fortunate, because you get to be a child now and for the rest of your life, married with this adult self-actualized version of you. You're going back to reclaim something from your childhood. Not just that sense of folly. That's one thing that's very important because it's all about your imagination and your capacity to give and show love. Yeah. But also the part of you that allows yourself to be nurtured and nourished and taken care of by another. Also your need to express your ideas and have them be supported and put on a pillar. Your capacity to have created something beautiful and have somebody like put it on the fridge or whatever. Like something that was really important that you did for everybody else as a child because you were so much more mature and grown and strong for real, but didn't have other people do for you. You're going back to reclaim that. You might go back to visit your old school, talk to your old teachers, express, I don't know, maybe you moved away from your parents and you're going to move back home to reconnect, something like this. But these are the subtle shifts in energy. They don't feel as big as what I'm describing right now, but you'll see them pop off in these tiny ways all around you. Be aware of them. That's beautiful because they're all reminding you of who you are and what your mission here is. You're here to help people grow spiritually. And you will be wealthy as fuck for it. Spiritually wealthy, but also very, very wealthy. The only reason you're not right now is because you were programmed to believe it's impossible or something like that. You're learning it's not. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on to group 2. Man, that was really moving. Hit me like a wrecking ball. Remember that song? That was a good one. It was a really moving one. And she did have a really powerful voice, that girl. I forgot her name. Up. Group number 2. You've got K2 in the 3rd house. That's crazy. Oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. I'm not ready to read yet. Got distracted with the wrecking ball. Actually, that'll do. Okay, group number 2. You chose the throat chakra as well as authority. What? Boom. The word credibility, like waved like a banner across like my brain. And then we've got K2 in the 3rd house, which is nuts because we had K2 in the 2nd house for group number 1. And here K2 in the 3rd house says, strong and adventurous, loves music and dancing, might be psychic, strong mind, great money manager, sociable, helps family and friends. That makes sense here with the 6 of Pentacles, helping your family and friends, I presume. And here we are with the 4 of Wands, helping your family and friends, I assume. What kind of an altruistic humanitarian am I reading for, I wonder? That's incredible. And on the bottom of the deck we have another K2. That's our third K2 of the day in the 6th. And that represents, again, like a south node energy, what you're like leaving behind, but at the same time, what is your foundational skill? And here it says, best position, no enemies, intuitive powers, recovers quickly, fame and authority, may lack morals at times. To be frank, if this is how you live, you're allowed to break morals sometimes. You look like you're allowed to break morals sometimes. You're like an angel. And the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Wow. Very positive shifts in energy. Okay, so I'm going to do like this. I believe that the throat chakra and this one go together. Like sharing, expressing, is helping people. Because you are a credible source to people. What you say inspires people. People believe you when you speak. You speak with such a conviction, and every time you speak, it's like it's charitable to everybody around you. But not in a way where you feel like you're above them and you're like sharing to charity. But I mean, the way that they feel is that they were just given so much, and they're so grateful. And then I believe that authority and the Four of Wands go together. But I don't know why. So, little things that I see here. You're going to experience a subtle shift in your home, in your family dynamic. In your household or in your home or in your family dynamic. And if you are somebody who lives alone and is some kind of a recluse, then who we are talking about is your spirit family and the spirits that are always surrounding you. There is a family here and there is a home that is populated, and you are the leader or the head of that house in a way. And if not, then that's the subtle shift. It's like you are rising as a credible authority figure of your own home, or as like an epicenter for these spirits to send their channels your way, because you know what to do with it. You know how to share these messages that you're channeling. So on the one hand, the subtle shift that you're experiencing is that in your own home or in your own circles, what you consider family, people are trusting you more. People see you as an authority figure. People need your like advice. They feed off what it is that you radiate, what you give to them. They feel safe with you. They feel safe and healed just by hearing you speak. You're going to start noticing this more and more. If you haven't already, this is already part of your personality. I think the only difference is that it's just coming to the surface of your consciousness so that you can understand this about yourself and the effect that you have on people. And again, like I said, otherwise it's spirits. You might be a really well-versed channeler. So the things that surround you, if they're not family, if you do live alone like all this and you don't associate with a group, you feel like a lone wolf, then who I'm talking about is spirit. Something you do, you either speak or you write or you create, or there's something that you do where you channel spirit, because you are a very pure vessel for energy and messages to just flow through you, and you're highly articulate, like very eloquent. And I think that's why, like here, I'm going to read this again. Best position, no enemies, intuitive powers, recovers quickly, fame and authority. I'm not going to get over that. That's a very powerful card. But that's why you have no enemies. It's because somebody would have to be very stupid to make an enemy out of you. You are an authority figure of your own life, and many people see you this way. What's more, people who do have enemies and need protection, they come to you. Because you know how to keep them safe. So that's one subtle shift in energy that you're going to experience. You're going to start noticing it more and more. Every time you speak to somebody, like, the way that they look after having a conversation with you is so much like lighter and freer, just because they spoke to you, and you're going to see that and feel that more and more, that wow, you've got a really strong impact on people and you don't even mean to. Subtle shift. And then psychic. Intuitive powers is noted there, and then psychic is noted here. What do we mean by psychic? That's like a broad spectrum. So a shift you'll be experiencing is like psychic power, psychic energy. 3 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. Psychic. Maybe your profession is that you are a leader in some way, like you are a healer or a counselor or a life coach, like you direct people on a path. Either that's something you already do or that's something that you have a knack for. But one element of your psychic powers is that you see where people are struggling and can't make a decision and are like stuck between 2 worlds, and you see very clearly their path moving forward, and you explain it to them so that they see it and feel it. You create a path for people to walk, or at least show them the path that they're on so that they can see it too. You have a psychic gift doing this for yourself, but you're learning that this is something that you can do for other people. Authority, throat, psychic authority. 9 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords. That's okay. Subtle shifts in energy you'll be noticing in your own voice. Not just in how you speak and what you say that inspires people, but you're going to start being soothed by your own voice and realizing that your voice is very soothing for other people. This reminds me of a girl I know named Jamie. She sent me a remote massage. She recorded herself speaking, and it was a guided meditation, but it was also it was a massage. As I was listening to it, it was like maybe a 20-25 minute segment of her walking me through a guided meditation, and it was a massage for all of my senses. This is something that This energy reminds me of my friend Jamie, because that's something that she actually does. And I'm just going to take a minute and say that if you ever have struggles with anxiety, and if you have a hard time slowing down your thoughts and feeling at home in your own body, then you might, I'm going to put her link in my description so that you can go to her page and ask her for some help, because she helped me very much. I'm somebody who doesn't like getting physical massages. I don't want to be touched. It's something that I'm working on, but it's still difficult for me. I was able to receive a massage just by listening to this woman's voice. It's the words that she said that guided me through that meditation, that I was able to visualize. I was out in nature because of her, following her voice. And it wasn't just what she said, it was her voice. It was so soothing, it was medicinal. So yeah, I'm going to put that link there so that you know that this person exists and that this tool is out there. Like, these are healing tools. You should check it out if it sounds like something for you. Otherwise, if you resonate with this, then this is the energy of the person that I'm reading right now. Your voice and your capacity to guide people forward on their path, like, this is a subtle shift in energy that you are able to maybe evolve in this level, whatever this is. This is so interesting because who I'm reading for is already a very established authority figure in their own life and in the life of others. Whether physically, like financially, energetically, you provide a foundation for people and you make them feel safe. A subtle shift in energy is that all the more you're going to start realizing your effect on people, and more people are going to start coming to you because you are a credible source and you have psychic powers, and you show people the way forward when they feel most trapped. You get them out of traps. You get them out of their head and into their bodies. Like, you have this power, and subtle shifts in energy is that you're evolving. You're evolving and you're reaching your north node. You came into this life with this gift, but it's being expanded now. Expanded. Expanded. The Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, and the Moon. That's a weird twisty angle. I don't know why I chose to do it that way. I'm not a contortionist. Yeah, that's just it. You're elevating your psychic powers, and you are a healer and a guidance counselor or something, but you are evolving in this. Furthermore, it seems like you're somebody who's going to graduate to a level of teaching other people how to do this. Teaching other people how to do this so that they can continue sharing it with the world. You're creating a ripple effect because of what you're doing. And this is a subtle shift. Again, like, it's not something very obvious that's going to hit you, but you're going to see these changes in yourself and in your environment and the way that you affect people. It's going to push you toward realizing that you should be teaching people how to do this because you're fantastic at it. You get people to connect with their own unconscious minds, and you rid them of their fears. When they are at a crossroads in their life and they don't know, you are the person who when they feel like this joker right over here sitting in the moon in the darkness, you are the person that comes in and makes them feel like they're safe, actually. You show them how it is that you see them, which is beautiful and free. You show them the path forward, and you encourage them to walk it, and you tell them that you'll walk with them alongside them as long as they need you to. This is who you are now. Like, this is the subtle shift that's taking place more and more as you're coming into this energy more and more. Already, if this is who you were, then your gifts are expanding like crazy. It's like the throat chakra heard around the world. It's the start of the revolution. That's beautiful. Any other things here? Another subtle shift that you're going to notice is that for every tiny little thing that you give out and share, it's going to come right back home to you in multiplied form. For every little thing that you share, because the fact of the matter is, inherently, it's not little to begin with. For you, it feels like you're flipping a penny towards somebody, because you have so much love to give that it's infinite. For you, it feels like you can toss a penny into a well and get $100 bill for it in return. But the fact of the matter is, it's because what you're giving is $100 bill to begin with. You don't even realize how much you give people. That's coming to your awareness, and it's coming to your awareness directly in the moment that you realize that why you're getting so much in return. It's because you're giving so much and you don't even realize you're doing that. You're going to awaken to that too. Every little bit that you do makes people feel so safe, and it elevates their world, and it comes right back to you. And that's the universe's way of saying thank you. Because the universe needs a pure channel, and you're one of them. So the universe is going to keep incentivizing you to do this by giving you tenfold every time you do this. They want to keep working with you. Because the way that you work with people is allowing people to work with humanity, is allowing humanity to work with nature and the world. The ripple effects that you're creating are coming back to you. That's a subtle shift. And you'll notice it little by little. Incredible. Man, thank you for everything that you do. Both groups today. And all of them every day, honestly. Incredible people I read for. Okay, so I think that'll do. Thank you.